If I could sit across from you right now, look you straight in the eyes, and give you one warning that could quietly determine the rest of your life, it would be this. If you don't educate yourself daily, you will pay the price later. Not all at once, not loudly, but slowly, silently, and painfully. Life has a way of charging interest on ignorance. And the bill always comes due when you least want to pay it. Most people don't fail because they are stupid. They fail because they stop learning. They assume that once school is over, education is over. That's the first trap. The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. And when growth stops, decline begins. Not immediately, but eventually. And eventually is guaranteed. Think about this. You don't drift into success. You drift into failure. Success requires intention. Failure requires neglect. And neglect almost always starts with ignoring your own education. Not formal degrees. Not certificates on a wall. I'm talking about educating yourself about life, money, relationships, discipline, health, mindset, communication, and leadership. The things that actually decide the quality of your future. Before we go any further, if you're the kind of person who wants more from life, more clarity, more control, more confidence, then subscribe to this channel right now, Rohn's Success Path. We don't do hype here. We do principles that work. Hit subscribe and stay with us, because what you hear today could save you years of regret. Let me tell you a short story. There were two men who started at the same place, same city, same age, same job, same paycheck. 10 years later, one was thriving, respected, financially stable, and calm under pressure. The other was stressed, bitter, struggling, and blaming the world. What was the difference? It wasn't luck. It wasn't talent. It wasn't connections. The difference was simple and uncomfortable. One spent a little time every day learning. The other spent that same time being entertained. One invested in books, mentors, and new skills. The other invested in comfort, distractions, and excuses. At the start, there was no visible difference. But time is the great amplifier. Whatever direction you're moving in, time will magnify it. Here's the brutal truth most people don't want to hear. You are already paying the price for what you don't know. You just don't see the invoice yet. It shows up as missed opportunities, as frustration, as repeating the same mistakes, as working harder but not getting ahead, as knowing you were meant for more but not knowing how to reach it. Education is not about knowing everything. It's about knowing enough to make better decisions. Every improvement in your life begins with a better decision, and better decisions come from better information. That's it. Simple. Not easy, but simple. The marketplace rewards value, and your value increases with what you know and how well you apply it. You don't get paid for your intentions. You get paid for your results. And results come from skills sharpened by learning. Some people say, I don't have time to learn. That's the most dangerous sentence in the English language. If you don't make time to learn, you'll be forced to make time for problems, time for stress, time for recovery, time for regret. Learning costs time. Ignorance costs more. You don't need to study for hours a day. This isn't about pressure. It's about consistency. 15 minutes a day beats 0 minutes a day for the rest of your life. A few pages. A podcast during your commute. A lesson from someone who's already paid the price and is willing to save you from paying it twice. Here's where curiosity comes in. The most successful people stay curious long after others become comfortable. They ask better questions. They listen more than they speak. They know that the moment you think you know enough is the moment life starts passing you by. Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If your income doesn't grow this year, Is it because the economy failed you, or because your skill set stayed the same? If your relationships don't improve, is it because people are difficult, or because you never learned how to communicate better? If your health declines, is it bad luck or a lack of education about your own body? Personal responsibility begins with personal education. And here's the part nobody tells you. Learning changes how you see the world. When you educate yourself daily, you start noticing opportunities others walk past. You hear possibilities where others hear noise. You respond instead of react. You gain confidence not because life gets easier, but because you get wiser. Drop a comment below and tell me this. What is one area of your life you know you need to learn more about right now? Money, mindset, fitness, communication, leadership. Write it down. When you name it, you take control of it. Now listen closely. Life will either discipline you or reward you. Discipline comes in two forms. The discipline of learning or the discipline of regret. One weighs ounces. The other weighs tons. You can pay the price now in effort or later in pain. You choose the payment plan. Educating yourself daily doesn't mean becoming perfect. It means becoming prepared. Prepared for opportunity. Prepared for challenge. Prepared for responsibility. And responsibility is the gateway to freedom. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who's drifting right now. Someone who needs a wake-up call but won't hear it from you directly. Sometimes a shared video can change a direction. And if you've stayed with me this long, you're not average. Average people don't stay curious. They don't stay till the end. They settle. You didn't. That tells me something about you. Remember this and carry it with you. Formal education might make you a living. Self-education makes you a fortune. Not just in money, but in confidence, clarity, and control over your life. Stay hungry to learn. Stay humble enough to listen. And stay disciplined enough to apply what you learn. This is Rohn's Success Path. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment your commitment below. Share this message forward. And choose today to educate yourself daily, because life always collects its price. The only question is when.